It's the show that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Welcome back. Fastest show in MLB. Absolutely freaking anywhere with your boy, your favorite host, Big Johnny Stud, coming to you worldwide from Brooklyn, New York. Coming out the chair as always. Italian Tasmanian Devil in the house. Bring your betting questions. Jeff L., John M., welcome, my peoples, yo. Part of the phalanx. Grab your spear, grab your shield. It's MLB's version of 300. Give the books nothing and take from them everything. Enough of that. We need more of this. We got to fly into. We got tons of game. I'm never going to get all this work done. We are start at the very top. If you're unfamiliar, the show brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Thank you. And Mr. Patrick Mayo, the best in the game. Sign up to Underdog. First time deposit match. Use the promo code MMN. It's everywhere. While you're there, press cartoon fingers, cartoon bells, and any other stupid cartoon image you can find. Here we go. The fastest show at MLB. Get ready. Here we go. 6 gear. We're going to redline for the next half an hour. Oh, man, I hope you ate your Wheaties. We're going to bounce back and forth, advanced statistics. We're going to jump into the algo, and then I'm going to highlight some underdog plays. I got a nice parlay again. Man, we stumbled with these stupid first inning strikeouts. I'm not going to do that anymore. Whatever. It's okay. Here we go. Do the thing that we do. Me and you, Mayo Media Crew. Alec Marsh on the bump. It's a Royals with cheese. Heading to B-More to face the Blackbirds at Orange Vest. It's Alec Marsh v. Cole Irvin. Man, we got a couple of reclamation projects, right? Both these guys kind of struggled last year. Marsh with the ERA up near 6 through 74 innings, 1.5 whip and 890 OPS. Yikes. Double-digit walks, not enough ground balls, too many barrels, and nearly 2 home runs per 9. That'll get you in trouble and land you on the bus at Tuscaloosa pretty fast. Man, facing those Orioles, and they are really tough. Marsh had a really strong spring when he won the 5th spot. Other side, Cole Irvin, really kind of just a guy, but they're loving him. Word out of campus. This guy looks really sharp. Again, as we go through this thing of ours, learning about baseball, talking about this every single freaking day, 24 hours a day, remember, betting small samples, microscope. However, when we're, zooming up, right, jumping in the blimp, they're going to look at the battlefield. One place we want to put our faith are in organizations that are able to maximize pitching output. And that stuff really matters, right? So Baltimore getting to be that point, meaning when pitchers that you're kind of iffy on, you must give them the benefit of the doubt. 4.4 ERA, 1.3 whip. That's like just a guy when I say Jag. 20% K to 6 walk is really kind of meh. 40-run ground ball is okay. He gave up a lot of barrels, not as many home runs as you'd think. And he kind of struggled at home, I guess. He had a 5 ERA at home, though less than 3/4 of a home run per 9. I don't know, man. This one, again, is really kind of tough. At the beginning of the year, it's really okay to kind of let these things be if you don't have much of a lean, which I'm going to be honest, I really don't. I tend to like Marsh and the Royals, but if you saw my tweet the other day, spring training stuff is going to get you in trouble. So I'm leaving this one. You got to like the Orioles almost any night. Maybe the sneaky play is like an F5 under, because I do like the Royals pitching. I do like Irvin, but again, that's really spring training talking. The model said, I think it was get with the Orioles, get with the Royals through 5 again. That F5 total was posted at 1.5. I have them getting closer to 3, 2.5. So I think we're going to get to the 2. Looking at the algo full game, yeah, I actually have Baltimore outlasting the Royals. My man BGC up in the crowd. One of the things we were talking about off air, how to read the model when you see disparities, F5 in full game, it's bullpen stuff. Remember, this stuff is very fragile right now, right? There's not a lot of information. We're pumping the brakes. We're taking our time. I prefer to stick with F5 and try and bet on the starters. Here we go. Next up, it's the Redbirds and Golden Graham Ashcraft on the bump for the Reds on the road against Spencer Turnbull. He's back for the Fighting Phils, the Broad Street Bullies. Man, I was a big Ashcraft guy, but it's a lot of up, a lot of down. 4.8 ERA, 1.4 whip, all the indicators at like 4 3/4, 18% K to only 8% walk. That's not really going to do it with a 22% whiff rate. The elevated ground ball rate will really help you. He has kept the ball in the yard pretty much, but righties killed him last year. Not a great place to be. That kind of split. Righties had an 840 OPS, bat 287 off him last year. Really kind of tough. Again, anytime the Reds pitchers are out of Cincinnati, maybe you want to give him benefit of the doubt. He was okay, 3.68 ERA on the road, kind of meh. Spencer Turnbull, he had a really rough go last year. They talked him up. I ain't buying it. He had 7.26 ERA, 1.7 whip, and 875 OPS. Expected ERA was north of 6. He had 6% KBB, 9% swing and strike. That ain't going to do it with a 37% ball rate. The control, not any good. He has kept it down, but lots of home runs, getting hit really hard also. 400 expected WOBA on contact. I mean, mean, I think he's in a lot of trouble. I also like the Cincinnati F5 team total. So again, this is an underdog show, but I'm going to be leaving you little Easter eggs. Here comes Peter Cottontail. I'll leave you some, Easter eggs and nuggets. And I know there's a lot of, high-end bettors, high-stake bettors, and just general industry sharps probably listening to this. When you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's, that's what we want to be. We want to be on in the background. And again, I'm going to leave you nuggets. Maybe I'll validate something. Maybe have you change your mind in the other direction. And then again, highlight those underdog plays as they come. All right, let's go. Mets go next up, although it's not the Mets. I'm a poet and didn't know it. It's Tyler Anderson on the bump for the Angels against the Jesus Lizard, Jesus Luzardo. I know I have quite a bit of anti-Anderson stuff going on. I don't believe he made tonight's ticket. He was right on the outside. So if you want to add an extra leg to tonight's ticket, it's Tyler Anderson not making it into the sixth inning. Like his out prop is at 15.5. We mentioned that liking to go under, especially in a situation where if a pitcher were to get through 5, it might be considered a win in itself. I think that's where you go. I think Anderson's going to struggle. 5.4 ERA with a 1.5 whip, 800 OPS on the nose. Sierra at 5.25, 9% KBB, 36 ball, 60% first strike. Really not any good. Plus 48 fly ball and 380 expected ball on contact. He really just got crushed. Lefties are supposed to handle lefties. He got destroyed by lefties. I don't know. I just think this guy is really not any good. And he really struggled on the road last year. 6 ERA, 1.5, homer 9 for Anderson on the bump against the Jesus Lizard, who was excellent. 3.6 ERA, 1-2 whip, 28% K, 14 swing and strike. Just a lot of the good stuff that we see kind of popping off the page. He's a guy who's death on lefties. All your lefties out of your lineups, no lefties on the Angels in DFS. And Luzardo was just absolutely excellent at the crib last year. So I like all the Miami stuff. Give me Miami at 5. Just give me Miami all the way. I think they're going to get him. I think they'll get him with the run line. I didn't post that my boy Amarante, Frankie Amarante, my Paisani did. So you check him out on Twitter. He's one of the crew. He's one of us. Remember, rising tide lifts all ship. I am the one-man band, right? Bomb, 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 banging the drum. I got the harmonica. It's absolutely freaking insane. Yeah, I get it. But everybody needs somebody sometimes, so I'll leave it at that. Give me the Marlins by a mile over Anderson. Again, good prop. Anderson under 15.5 outs. Next up, it's Walker, Texas Rangers, Andrew Heaney on the bump against the Flatfish of Florida and Zach Eflin. When you think of Andrew Heaney, what do you think of? Well, you think of like walks, and you think of like home runs and lots of barrels. And I think that's pretty much what you're going to get. 4 ERA and a 1.4 whip. I think that's kind of disguising the double-digit walk rate, 37% ball rate. Remember, ball rate greater than sign walk rate. 42 fly ball, 10% barrel is a nearly 1.5 homer 9 from Heaney. You regress any of that stuff, he's going to get his clock cleaned. Eflin on the bump on the other side, like getting Cy Young votes. Did he stink the first time out? Yeah, he stunk the first time out. Again, if you're wondering where I'm getting all this really cool information from, follow me on Twitter. That's the handle right there at John Legeza Flow, sharper than a razor, baby. Everything's free right now. These pitcher sheets, implied team totals, daily SP ranks. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. Algo scores full game NF5, and again, totally free, limited time. But even when it is, I make it so cheap. If you're into this at all, even if you're not like a high stakes player, it's so cheap. I don't think there's a better outlet to learn. And then of course you get full access to me. Hi-yo. Next up, wait. So we got that Eflin. Okay, so yeah, I think Eflin's going to be good. I think Eflin probably gets some positive regression. That said, Texas offense, pretty awesome, right? 300 batting average as a team, 890 OPS as a team, double-digit walk rate, 42%, hard hit, 148 WRC plus as a squad. So this one I noticed that the F5 totals were a bit low. I'm way over. Again, you'll hear me quoting my algorithm sometimes. I hate those people that just quote black box stuff and don't show it to you. You pretty much see all my work. I can't give you all the weighted stuff I put 2,000 freaking man hours into, but I really show you everything. If I sharp, I could reverse engineer it again. We're all looking at a lot of the same stuff. I think it's just how we process them and how we weigh them that makes a difference. So yeah, algorithm really heavy on the Rays. I have them with a run line cover, not through 5 though, because I guess the Texas bullpen has been gross. BGC looking at you, right? That's how we get to these things. Texas has a 6. Okay, so check this out. 3.4 ERA, but I'm not really looking at ERA. I see a 6 Sierra and a 1.5 whip and a 19% walk rate from the Rangers bullpen. That's exactly how you get in trouble. Rays offense, not bad, decent against lefties, and I think that's where we get to our over. So that'll do it for that one. Let's move it up. Come on, man. Press the like button. Hit the bell, hit the button, hit the finger. Hit your boy, support your man, because if you don't, this show is going to be Maximus like dust. and then it's just like that, we're doing thistles to the wind. Let me know if you get that shit. All right, next up, Detroit Rock City. It's the Tigres. Casey Mize on the bump in the Motor City, or leaving the Motor City. Going to Queens, face the Let's Go Mets Go. Adrian House music on the bump. Casey Mize did not pitch at all last year. He's another one. Oh my God, spring training. We got to be really, really careful about that. I'm not doing like I told you so, because I drafted a lot of these guys that suck. Like, understanding when you're chasing spring training explosions, yeah, we're hoping some guys will take this step forward. Garrett Crochet, Ronald Blanco. However, the vast majority are going to go back to exactly what we thought. One of those guys pitching today when we get to Kyle Freeland. I mean, I'm taking a big fat L. L for love. L for love. I'm taking a fat L on my fat face. What would it do? The guy tacked on 3 miles an hour onto his fastball, and he was dealing in the spring. He came out of Driveline feeling good, looking sharp, and he was on the road, and I was wrong, capital W. So I don't know what we're going to get from Mize. They're talking him up. I don't know if I'm buying it, maybe enough to get to the F5. That one is on my sheet because I'm not really digging Hauser. Hauser with the 4.12 ERA, 1.4 whip last year to 111 frames. But I think it's disguising a lot of the stuff that I really dislike about kind of contact pitchers, which is just that 7% swing and strike, a 19% whiff, 28 chase, 89 zone contact. One of the poorest disciplinary baskets in the game, plus a 46% hard hit rate. He was really lucky to keep the ball in the yard down to 1 homer per 9. Lefties kind of beat him up. He was good against righties last year. I don't know if I'm buying it. I'm just not buying the Hauser thing. Detroit offense, if I'm not mistaken, they've kind of struggled this year. However, the disciplinary basket's starting to tick up. Like, they're not striking out. They're not swinging and missing. They're not hitting into double plays, and they're starting to pull the ball. Those are the things that I start to look for, right, when you pop the hood, the underlying metrics that might portend production in the future, man. That sounded smart. If you thought so, maybe you agree. Press the stupid like button. I hate asking for shit. It matters so much more than it should. If you know how much I work for this, you don't understand why I'm begging for stupid likes and stupid fingers and bells, whatever. Sign up to Underdog. Use the promo code MMNMMN. And I'll let you know Big Johnny sent you. Fastest show on MLB, absolutely freaking anywhere, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do. All right, who's up next? So, yeah, I like Detroit through 5 today. Let me just confirm so I don't mislead anybody. I do a lot of this stuff, and sometimes it can get a little scrambled the eggs. So, yes, I have Detroit through 5. In fact, I think the play – also, if you can get let's do a quick stop spinning bowl. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, you go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Well, how much time do you have? Anyway, spinning bowls refers to my man, Eric Bren. He was on the Gong Show or Ed McMahon Show. Hi, if you're that old. The guy who's spinning these things on the carnival music was just blaring. This guy spinning bowls on sticks, 5, 10, 15 bowls at once. What the hell are you talking about, Johnny? It's my favorite analogy for complex thought, okay? Anybody can throw one thing out there, but can you put something out there? Can you build off it? Can you tangent and come back in time? Each one of those bowls is a piece of thought, and as long as you get back to it, give it a little spin, you can keep it relevant and keep building. What I wanted to get at, again, we're trying to be everything to all people in a half an hour. Me and Pat competing against rooms of 20 people, though. I'll put my show up against those big boys in Bristol any day. Come at your boy. My favorite bet on the board for baseball at any given time, when I like the pitching matchup, and I think the odds are in my favor. Sometimes you can get the F5 run line, so you get spotted a half run, which means you can cash your bet on a tie. That's the one that I like with Casey Mize today. That's enough of that. Let's go. Next, it was who I alluded to, chasing spring training magic and getting the old Ric Flair thumb in your eye. It's Kyle Freeland on the bump for the Rocks, going to the Windy City. Nice part of town to face the Baby Bears and Javier Assad. Freeland, kind of what we thought he was. 5 ERA with a 1.5 whip. All the indicators at 5.25 or worse. 7 KBB, 8 swing and strike, 22 CSW, 17 whiff, 93 zone contact. 93 zone contact. I mean, listen, if you're not creating whiffs and you're going to give up that kind of contact, and then you're going to pair it with 43 hard hit, 5.5 blast, 360 ex-wobble, 1.7 homer 9, you're going to be in a ton of trouble. Righties killed this guy last year. Bat 311 to a 900 OPS, 2 homer 9. Flip side, Javier Assad. Man, he kind of outkicked his coverage here. So there, I heard some people today chasing the surface stats. We don't really rock surface stats here. 109 innings, which is not a bad sample, but 305 ERA, 1.23 whip, 692 OPS. And you're going, what's not to like? Well, here we go. Butt, big shaking butt, garden hose, tattooed faces and bouncing cars and shit like that. Javier Assad, every single earned run indicator at 4.4 or worse. He's a 1.5 worse by every single indicator. Why? 9% walk, 8 swinging strike, a 39% ball rate. That might be the worst on the board. He struggled with control. He's gotten bailed out. He's one of the lowest chase rates on the board. He has induced ground balls, been really tough on lefties, but man, I don't know if you're going to be buying this. Again, 3.3 ERA at home last year. It was a 4.2 xFIP, almost 2 home runs per 9. I don't really like the Rockies offense because they kind of stink. So I do have the Cubs killing this one. I'd rather bet on the Cubs when they have pitching that I like. Brian E. says it's snowing there in Chicagoland. Uh-oh. Jeff L. says Andrew Heaney, Jag, just a guy. Got that. And BGC says, so you're telling me over 8 total, even money I got on Rangers. Rays was good. Absolutely. Yes, I'm definitely over Rangers and Rays. That one's on one of my tickets. Again, I'm not trying to hide anything from anybody. You go get it. It's free. Check it out on Twitter at John Legaza. Give me a follow while you're there. I'm an absolute fount during baseball season. I mean, quite literally, I don't think anybody bringing the smoke 115 EV off the crack of the damn bat like I do every single day. Death, taxes, sun rising in the east, setting the west, Bears making dookie in the woods, and the big man up in front of crack of dawn, the Krizak of dawn, to bring you this bad boy. Yo, listen, if anything, I love it, I live it, and I really hope to bring some of that energy and have the passion and the math and can kind of come together. And again, when we got friends, you got Jeff, we got Brian, we got Johnny Boy, Matt, Frankie, and the crew, part of the Phalanx. Listen, we're all going to kind of rise each other up because it is going to be losing. Unfortunately, that's baked into the cake. Trust me, I would lose so you could win. It doesn't work that way, all right? So what can we do? Be smart. While we're talking about be smart, let's take a look at our rules and regulations for Underdog. Remember, hop on over there, sign up. The promo code is MMN, Mayo Media Network, MMN, let them know Big Johnny sent you. You got to be 18 or more, present in a state where it's allowed. And if you do struggle with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You can reach out to me personally. I will help you. Although I wonder if the gambling anonymous people really wouldn't be liking my advice, because I'd be telling you, you don't need to stop gambling. You need to stop losing. And I don't mean money. I just mean stop playing with live money. You know, people get over their skis because they don't have a good plan. What you should do is put yourself through a combine, prove to yourself you can make money over 7 days or 14 days, 30 days, whatever you like. It's up to you. Just show yourself you can make money and then go forward. During that time, you should be getting through process, seeing what worked and what didn't, and that'll just make you a better player. And if you end up not earning the combine, right, not succeeding at the combine, what does that mean? I saved you a deposit. Take that deposit, put the $100 in Underdog, and keep this show alive. All right, next up. So, yeah, it was Cubs by a mile, but I'm not buying it because I'm not really digging the pitching. These are the days where you want to go over, but the Rockies offense sucks. So sometimes I call that 3 scratches, right? When the chin has 3 scratches on it, just let it go. Next up is the Bravos. Reynaldo Lopez on the bump for the Braves. He's back against Garrett Crochet for the White Sox in a nasty part of town, wrong side of the tracks in Chicago. I mean, this is the must-watch game that I'm just not betting. It was funny. Maddie Williams, our friend of the show, was talking about that earlier on today. It's just not happening. Lopez, we know the upside is there, right? 3.3 ERA last year, 640 OPS, 30% strikeout rate. Whoa, Yachi Machi Liberace, but 12% walk, 36 ball, 9% miss rate. I like that. Miss rate is the pink box on Savant, like quite literally that center point where like you absolutely don't want to be. And Lopez tends to live there. So I don't think you should touch this one. Crochet was phenomenal the first time out. If anyone is going to humble anybody, it'll be the Braves. So I think we should all just, especially Braves at a minus 200 favorite. Why would you pay that? Listen, if you told me that you wanted a piece of Crochet for the F5, I could buy that. You want to limit the Braves at bats. You want to try and capitalize on the small sample. Again, if Crochet is nasty, but gosh, why go up against that buzzsaw? But this would be another situation where you could get your hands on a decent price. F5 run line for the White Sox. Other than that, I wouldn't touch this one. Next up, Bluebirds, north of the border, Toronto Blue Jays, Joe Berry's on the bump, Jose Berrios against the Astros and Framber Valdez, my boy. This one should be really, really good. Last year, we were on Berrios, made a lot of money on him as people were kind of writing him off. 3.7 ERA, 1.2 whip, sub 700 OPS, earn run indicators all around 4, but the control is really good, which is where we want to rely on when we worry a little bit. Sub 7 walk rate, but still 11 swinging strike, 29.5 CSW. Those are all really good numbers, above average chase rate, doing his thing. Plus, Berrios does keep the ball down. Whenever you get that plus 40% ground ball rate, sub 36% hard hit rate, pretty good combination, keeping the ball in the yard. And he was excellent at home last year, right around 1 homer 9, 240 opposing batting average. Berrios just kind of like a professional pitcher. I hate to use those things. Other side, it's Valdez, who I love. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love Framber Valdez, but, get the garden hose again. You know, listen, we got to be careful. we love more sample, right? More math, greater than sign, less math. But new season, we don't know if guys are hurt. We just don't know what's going on. We don't know if guys are hurt. We don't know if they're tinkering. We don't know what's going on. Framber Valdez came out and was awful the first time out. Right now, granted, he probably should bounce back. 3.4 ERA, 113 WHIP last year to 198 innings, 657 OPS. He was freaking awesome. And I'll tell you something. He's got swing and miss that he doesn't get credit for. 27% WHIP, 28 CSW with the 54 ground ball. Listen, the guy's throwing lead rocks out there, but hard not to worry with the lack of control that we saw. Toast Malone says, where do we find your full list of picks? Well, check me out on Twitter, and it's the pinned tweet. That'll take you to a Google Doc link that is open for everybody. If it's free, it's for me. Check it out while you're there, and it's all the things you can handle. All of the what's there, John? Well, all of the baseball things, every single one of the baseball things would be there. Starting pitching totals, all these sheets, team stats, bullpen stats, and then all the algorithm results. Plus, I do SP ranks and implied team totals. Implied team totals for the DFS crowd help you single in on the the stats, right? That's like your stack tracker. So, all right, now with that out of the way, this one I'm kind of on the fence on. Let's go to the algo. Algo, believe it or not, has Toronto F5. And now I'm wondering if that made my pick. That did not make my pick. I would bet that one. If I get off in time, I would get an F5 on Toronto. Houston just had an awesome game yesterday. You kind of sell the rip on that. Henry Coon says, hitter strikeout props tonight. Man, if you're unfamiliar with what he's talking about, those are my absolute favorite in the entire world. I did not get to them. I'm going to put one out on Twitter. Let's try and make $1 million and break the internet tonight. So I'm going to put out like a $1 wins, $20K or something like that. And hopefully we'll win lots and lots and lots of money for all types of strangers. But no, I didn't get to them today. But that's, again, as part of the betting pack that right now is 100% free. I have all types of props. It's pitcher props and hitter props, F5 and totals and blind team totals. Just, it's everything because I know not everybody plays everything. And again, I just like to, I kind of do it all, man. I kind of do it all. I really love this stuff. And I really, I hope there's a spot for me in this space, for a long, long time. And I'm trying to put everybody on notice, right? That I mean business. We mean business. Next up, the New York Yankees. Bronx Bombers, the Pinstripers. I love the Highlanders. Nasty Nestor Cortez on the bump tonight on the road in the desert against those snakes with shapes on their back. And Mr. Zach muted myself. Sorry about that. I was like rubbing my nose, making funny noises. Anyway, so people getting on Gallen's case because he pitched too much. Well, when guys don't pitch enough, everyone's crying and moaning. Well, the guy pitched too much. He had 210 innings and then rocked through the playoffs. 3.47 ERA, 112 with a 6.64 OPS. He was phenomenal. All the indicators. Sierra at 3.7. I love that. 20.5 KBB, 29 CSW, 27 whiff. Plus, he's got the bully metric. If you're unfamiliar, this is how you'll know you're one of us, part of the phalanx here, the 300 baseball style, man, with me, Leonidas. We walk right over to the pen. Everyone's very nice. Everyone's very soft-spoken. Say one thing we don't like, boop, size 13 Birkenstock to the chest. In the pit you go. Woo! Madness. This ain't madness. This is Sparta, baby. Know what I mean? So, Gallen has the bully metric. Again, that's how you'll know that you're one of us. I like to add first strike plus chase rate if they equal 100 or more. You're dealing with a bully. Guy gets up. He gets ahead. Makes your chases garbage. This is what we're looking for, especially in small set. Betting, DFS, single day stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking for. Give me the input stats. I'm a big fan of Gallen. They were underdogs today. I know I have a piece of Arizona F5 against my Yankees. Cortez last year, 5 ERA, 1.25 whip through 63 and a third. However, expected ERA 3.66. He's not a bad pitcher. 25K to 7 walk. He does get ahead, doesn't do chases. He can win in the zone. There's a lot to like about Nestor Cortez. He was a death on all lefties. Bench all Diamondback lefties, no matter what. But he really did struggle on the road last year. That's my big concern. 5.5 ERA with a nearly 2 home run per 9. So I know I have a slice of Arizona. I have them up through 5. I also have them winning the game tonight. So sorry, not sorry for my Yankee. Henry Coon says those are my favorite. You are my favorite, my friend. Glad to see new faces again. If you like the show and you want to see it all year, that's really the only way to do it is to press a stupid finger, press a stupid bell, sign up to Wonderful Underdog. And that first $100, they're going to double it for you. And take that, you play the plays here and follow my other stuff. We're going to get you paid. And especially if you really are serious, then you'll get the free cash, because if it's free, it's for me. Nothing's better than free money, and watch first, right? Watch and learn and then act, pick your spots and try and grind it. People that think they're going to just hit the lotto. I know I just joked about that stuff, but it's literally a fraction of a BIP for a lot of work that I've done that I can validate. So again, give me Gallon and the Diamondbacks against my Yankees, unfortunately. I know you're saying, where are the underdog plays? I think they're all coming up right now. We got 4 games left, and we have all 3 of our plays are in the next 4 games. So here we go. It's the Red Sockums, that red laundry from somewhere in the northeast quadrant of the United States, apparently. So we've heard of Red Sox. Anyway, Brian Bellissimo on the bump for the Red Sockums. On the bump against Oaktown, those elephants balancing on beach balls. Alex Wood is back. Yeah, guess what? He's the target. Oh, surprise, surprise. All right, Brian Bayo, 4.24 ERA, 1.34 whip. However, right, this is something, again, I do my nerdy fantasy stuff in the offseason because I believe that's where a lot of the science happens. And it's not all pertinent for betting. So I kind of play that buffer zone, trying to filter out the stuff that I think can be useful. In the betting market, it's kind of been helpful so far. The thing with Bayo, he really had a very poor split, right? So a lot of his stats ended up getting soured by his struggles against lefties. So check it out. Against righties, the majority of hitters, 229 batting average, 678 OPS, 25% K, 60% ground ball. Flip side, lefties bat 313, 883 OPS, 14% K, nearly 2 homer 9. The Red Sox went in and hired Kyle Boddy, the founder of Driveline. Guess what? All the Red Sox pitchers are really good now. I told you so. I told you that. Right off the bat, we were bullish. Red Sox pitching. Told you that. Bayo, Crawford, Whitlock, Houck. Boston is going to be a handful. Kyle Boddy is the freaking GOAT, yo. He's going to level up that entire squad. Again, we knew they were going to just fix the split stuff. They're adjusting the pitch mix. Bayo looks much better already. It's wheels up for him. They should absolutely crush today. I've got Boston F5. I've got Boston money line. I've got Boston run line. Give me all the Boston. Let's look at Wood. 4.3 ERA, nearly 1.5 whip last year through just short of 98 innings. But the XFIP and Sierra both at 5, 17K to double-digit walk. That ain't going to fly. 9 swing and strike, 22 whiff. These are not any good. 29 O swing. He does suppress hard contact. He's very good at kind of working low in the zone, but righties can get a hold of him, and I think that's going to do it. I was surprised here. So this is our first play to see the out prop for Alex Wood was at 15.5. We're going to go under that bad boy. And the idea is, again, not saying I don't regret it. It is what it is. I was also very clear the first couple of days of MLB, like, it's highly unpredictable. So I was trying to lean into low strikeout pitchers and hope, like, maybe we would just get away with it and whatever. Mike Bliss or some contact guy struck somebody out for us and we lost. But anyway, I prefer these bets are more like what a regular betting ticket looks like throughout the year. I have this on my real betting ticket, so I love that. And I also like, so this is not just a show for Underdog. This is real, plus EV stuff right here is Underdog, right? Excuse me. Underdog is pre-set parlay pricing. The market moves like a liquid price. Underdog will only move the number. So you get this whole gray area. And a lot of times these are like minus 140 or minus 137 on Underdog when you do the math. And they're like minus 175, minus 180. So there's legit inherent CLV baked into a lot of these plays. So again, even if Anderson is decent, right? So even if he is good, like let's say Alex Wood. I'm sorry, Alex Wood is good. Alex Wood always up to no good. Let's say Alex Wood is good. If he gets through 5, he probably gets yoked anyway. So if he's terrible, he gets yoked. He doesn't come out for the 6th. If he's good, man, I have a hard time thinking that he gets through 6 against Boston. So right, we never want to count our chickens before we hatch, but you could see why we like those kind of play. The Boston offense has not been great. I get it. The Oakland offense has been much worse. So give me all of the Bayo. Give me all of the Red Sox. And we got to hurry the heck up. We're going to get out of here in time. So let me just blow through it and I'll bring up the play. Next up, driving all the girls wild, Shane Bieber Fever and the Guardians on the road in Seattle against Luis Castillo. So this one is going to sound familiar. Bieber, we know, was freaking awesome. I actually took Bieber F5. I'm a little worried because, again, Castillo is really good. The Seattle offense has been just disgusting. Bieber came out with a new changeup and just like lit the absolute world on fire. Right now, Seattle's offense is disgraceful. 178 team batting average, sub 500 OPS, 33K to 4% walk, 81 zone contact, 27 fly ball, 45 WRC plus. I think Bieber shoves today. So even if Castillo shoves, maybe we get one and we bag the F5. You could also get Cleveland with that half run that I mentioned before. That said, the Castillo prop is at 18.5. So we're going to go under that, idea being if Castillo gets through 6 in his first outing, I think that's it. And these are weird, right? It's a good team. Cleveland's a good team. They're hard to strike out. They work a lot of counts. The workload's going to be up. So we're going to, even though I like Luis, not really a slide on him, I think the line at 18.5 is a little bit too high, right? If it was 17.5, we might want to go over. He's a 6-inning guy, but is he going to come out for the 7th? That seems rare enough as it is. Again, I think everything's there. I love that play. Last one, Redbirds on the road. Miles Michaelis, mentioned him before, under that beautiful arch in St. Louis on the road, near that aquarium in San Diego, which I think means whale vagina, if I remember my foreign language classes correctly. Yu Darvish on the bump. Reclaimed Yu Darvish. I'm kind of getting a lot of these. Again, I wish we had more time that could really dive into how sometimes like surface statistics are just so unbelievably misleading. 4.6 ERA, 1.3 WHIP for Darvish. XFIP, expected Sierra and Sierra all at 4 below. 122 stuff plus on the fastball. 25% K, 29 CSW. There's a lot of stuff to like about the profile. Darvish is very good at working up in the zone, so he always has a ton of pop-ups. 14% infield fly rate. It's insane. 30% hard hit, 3% blast, a 289 xWOBA. Really, anytime you get an xWOBA on the 3 is great. Anytime you're at 290 or less, this guy's really, really good. So I also like the San Diego F5. I think they're going to beat up on St. Louis a bit. The St. Louis offense has also been gross. A 28 WRC plus. It's a 233 team OBP, 29% K rate. San Diego offense has been really good. Let's look at the discipline in general. They're top 5 in strikeout rate, meaning low strikeout rate. 18% strikeout, 9% walk, 88 zone contact, single-digit swinging strikes. So that'll be the last leg of the play. I'm going to bring it up to you right here, and we're going to go under Miles Mikolas 4.5 Ks. My projections and my buddy John Anderson's projections, you check him out at John PGH on Twitter. Super sharp guy, good friend of mine. Really, really sharp. All those great tableau boards. His projections agree. My projections agree. A lot of books had Michaelis at the even 4. So I think I really like that. Now, where we get busted is because he can be a bit of a distance guy, right? So you could just like go 7 and strike out 5. But the way everything's matched up, not so much. We didn't do the Michaelis discipline this last season. 16% K, 7 swinging strikes, 17% whiff with an 89 zone contact. So he's putting the ball in play. He also gets hit hard too. 400 expected wall ball contact is not nothing. That's really a benchmark for you kind of getting cracked up a little bit. So there are 3 plays. It's a plus 320. Get over to Underdog. You have until tonight. This is 9. They're all 9:40 starts. These are all PM, so no need to rush. Michaelis under 4.5 Ks. Luis Castillo under 18.5 outs. Alex Wood under 15.5 outs. So I like all these where these pitchers could all kind of perform and we could still cash our bet. I like the idea of having kind of a backdoor. I've always been about the backdoor. I can ask a few of my girlfriends. Sorry about that. Don't tell my wife. We're getting canceled around here in the 34th minute, bro. I told Patty I was going all out. We were going for broke. I write at The Athletic and you kind of be straight-laced. Now I'm in the betting streets and I'm kind of like too crazy. And I'm trying to find that middle one. So if you think the porridge is just right here at our baseball show, please comment. Let me know what I'm doing. If I'm doing something good, let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. Let us know what you'd like added or subtracted. That'll do it. Last one, we got Logan Webb and the Giants up against Ryan Yarbrough and the Dodgers. I wouldn't touch any of this stuff. In fact, I was making this point. We'll get out of here. Anthony Ballister says, LMAO. Thank you, my man. Anytime we get a good laugh, man, that stuff's always good. One lesson and then a quick last lesson, and then we'll go. You know me, man. I can't stop sticking feathers in the cap. Anytime I think I can snap something on the utility belt, we're absolutely we always want to do that. This pertains to going up against really good teams. We mentioned the Braves. We mentioned the Dodgers. A lot of times I feel is if you think you're going to beat them, you kind of just bet the over, right? Assume their runs. So if you think you're going to score enough to win, just bet the over. Then you don't have to worry about getting destroyed because it just feels that way right now between Offense is Dodgers and Braves. Although Anthony's chiming in saying, I love the sharpest comment and section in the game, that the Dodgers may have changed pitchers. It's unlisted. That's okay. We'll leave that one. You can hit me up on Twitter if you have any takes or looks. And if anything pops up, I'll get it. I like Logan Webb, but you can't feed anybody to the Dodgers right now. They're just way, way, way too good. So that'll do it. Fastest show in MLB absolutely anywhere. So do Henry and Toast and Brian and Jeff, Anthony, and everybody that kind of jumped into the comment section. I really do appreciate it. I got to get out of here. 35 minutes, I promised them. I shut my big mouth right at that point. So from Big Johnny Stud, Mr. Pat Mayo, and Underdog, remember, use the promo code MMN. First $100 matched up. It's the best way to support the show and make sure that we'll be on this season and beyond. Man, fingers crossed. I hope you enjoy listening to this as much as I enjoy putting this on, because I really do. So, for the big man, that'll do it. Remember, we'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. When you work this hard, it feels a lot less like luck, yo, don't it? You're damn right, yo. I'll check this tomorrow. Everyone have a good night and good luck, yo. Peace.